Hello everyone, my name is Jasmine McCoy and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, thank you for clicking in to drop by, but if you're a returner, it is always nice to have you back. This video I'm talking about something very special, but also something very usual, very mundane, very normal that I am now returning back to, as many other members in Alpha Kappa Alpha are also doing. I had my first back to in-person chapter meeting and it was great. So chapter meeting, it is the lifeblood. It is one of the major building blocks of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. You have the sorority split up into 10 regions, split up even more than into thousands, 1,052, I believe, chapters all over the world. And every month, these chapters have meetings to talk about their business, their finances, the events and programs, fundraisers that they are putting on. Some might even have foundations. So there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to do at these chapter meetings. And since March of 2020, we have been doing all of that work virtually. So I was getting ready for today also. I absolutely love my outfit today. It was cold though. So I am wearing this gray biker, it's giving biker vibes to me. I'm wearing this gray biker blazer type thing. And down here, I was so surprised, pleasantly surprised. You all know how much I love pockets. So I'm touching down here thinking like, oh, it's just a little detail that they have this black strip, not just a detail. I'm like, oh, that feels different. That's new. There are pockets. There's pockets up under this, and they're zippered. Another nice detail. So I have pockets. I can put stuff in here. I put my ring in here at one point. I can put cards, money, lipstick, all that kind of stuff into this. It's a pretty nice size pocket. And then I also have zippers on the sleeves. I didn't want to touch those though, but this is White House Black Market. I'm also wearing my former directorate pin. I was getting up, I was thinking about wearing a skirt, but then I looked at the weather and I saw 20 degrees and I thought, we're gonna go with pants. So this is what I wore, but as I was getting ready today, doing my hair, putting on my makeup, I'm like, it's been a long time since I've been to an in-person chapter meeting. The last in-person chapter meeting that I went to was in March of 2020, and I was in a vastly different place in the sorority. I was still an undergraduate member at that point. Now I'm a graduate member. Never would have imagined that, but I was an undergraduate in the Lambda Upsilon chapter, a city chapter. Back then, I was the chapter's secretary. I was having to balance and think about, okay, this month we're meeting at MIT. This month we're meeting at Wellesley because we were a city chapter. It's just crazy to think how things can change so much. Back then, the highest leadership position that I had was being a part of the Leadership Fellows in 2019. And I also had just been at the North Atlantic Regional Conference. Also, the entire reason why you're probably watching this video, what's in my bag, I did use my North Atlantic Regional Conference bag, but I was like, the highest thing that I had been at that point was the vice secretary of the North Atlantic Regional Conference, not the one with this bag, and the vice chair, the co-chair of undergraduate activities. And then look at me now, 2.5-ish years later, going to my next in-person chapter meeting. I am now in a very different position. I was able to go with my mom, which was very nice. We had a great time. She was all smiley this morning, and I was all smiley too, because this is something that we've been wanting to do, something that we have talked about doing for years. Being able to go to chapter meeting together and being able to actually do that was nice. So we're getting up, getting ready. And now I am a former directorate member. I completed my 2-year term as the international second vice president, and now I'm still in leadership at the international level for the International Former Board of Directors Leadership Council, as well as the Great Lakes Leadership Development Committee. So I'm still in leadership position. It's just, wow, so many things can change, but still, chapter meetings are the building block of everything within our sorority, everything in our sisterhood. So my mom and I, we were able to go, have fun. I was able to actually see, meet and greet, hug and kiss on all these people that I have been seeing for years. In person, yes, because we've been living here in Cleveland for a long time, but usually over the last 2.5 years, only been seeing them on Zoom. So it felt good. It felt very good. But what did I bring to chapter meeting? So I decided to bring my North Atlantic Regional Conference bag because it is black. You all know I have a bias for black. But this one also had the pink and green. That way I could bring in the sorority colors with it. So we undo this. And first thing, shoe bag. So on the way there, I had on my flats. When we got there, I changed into my heels, put the flats in this bag, and that was my way of keeping everything nice and clean because I did not want to walk in these in the parking lot while it was being 20 degrees. Big no for me. And also, if you live in a warm place, you might not feel this, but being able to be in the nice temperature controlled comfort of my own home where I can wear my little fuzzy socks and my sweatpants below the waist, that is something I will miss from the Zoom days. That is something I will miss, especially living in Cleveland or anywhere cold, because these next few months are going to be rough, but it's okay. I'm happy to see my sisters in person. Next thing we had, I brought my iPad. So my iPad is what I use to do all my note taking. Yes, you go to chapter meeting. There's going to be chapter minutes that are going to be disseminated by the chapter secretary. But sometimes there's things that you want to keep for yourself, that you want to know, that you might not want to wait to see in the minutes, because that could take a week, that could take 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know how long your chapter secretary takes to get the minutes out, but this is what I do for my notes. And then also, obviously, if you are the chapter secretary, you're gonna bring probably something a little bit more substantial, like a laptop, to do your roles and duties. Or if you're old school, you might just have your little notepad and paper. Then I had the wallet that goes with this North Atlantic Regional Conference bag. This is what I put all my cards in. The next thing I had, and this is something that you cannot forget, you cannot forget this, I had my documents. Now, this document holder, you open it up, and it has the 2 halves for your 2 documents. You have your manual of standard procedure, your constitution and bylaws, and these are the most recent copies that I have. So you just slip them in to the sides, and you all before have asked me where I got this from. I do not know, but I will put it in the description. That way you all don't have to ask me or put a comment of it. So, or maybe I'll just put it, up to the side. But this is my documents holder. And if you are someone with a other role or duty within the chapter, let's say you're the standards chair, because I've been standards chair before, then you want to make sure that you have your standards resource guide with you. So, but I'm not doing any of that right now, so all I have to do is bring my documents. But if you have another role like that, you want to make sure that you're bringing whatever resource guide, handbook, any kind of helpful guiding materials that you can, that way you can do your job the way that you're supposed to. Up next, I brought some water, and I really like this bag because it does have the little netting pocket inside of it for me to take my water bottle and put it in here in a way that it's going to stay nice and upright, not fall down, spill, none of that stuff. So I brought my water bottle because I don't like being dehydrated. And what I did do, I also bought some snacks, obviously ate the snacks, but sometimes your chapter might have little snacks for you, like our chapter did. So we had some breakfast items, we had some little pastries, we had good brownies. They were very, very nice. And that is something that is very necessary, especially when you are at chapter meeting for a long time. And you might have a long chapter meeting because you have a lot of things to go through on the agenda. Or maybe your chapter is just 600 people large, like my chapter is. Or maybe it's elections, like it was this time. But that is all the things that you have to consider because you're going to be at chapter meeting for more than just a couple of hours. So, very important, make sure that you have water and or food to tide you over, and make sure you're not getting hangry because no one wants a hangry soror. This is something I probably should have pulled out earlier, but I have to go along with my iPad. I have my charger and then my charger cord. So this is because going along with fuel your body, you also want to make sure that you have enough fuel for your electronics because yes, we have left Zoom, but we still live in a very electronic world. And when you are gone for multiple hours at a time, you want to make sure that you have what you need. So this is from Miati, and I like this one because it's got 2 charging ports, but all I did was bring my one charging cord because that's all I need. I'm just gonna either be charging my iPad or my phone to keep it nice and easy, and if my mom wants to use it, of course I'm gonna say yes so she could put her cord in there. But that's what I do. We are getting down to some of the final things now, and these are all the health related things. So I have my hand sanitizer, very important, especially because it feels like sometimes when you are out in public and they have the hand sanitizer stations, but they're empty, that's just a disappointment. And I like being disappointed. So I bring my own, and this one is from Soleil. It's made with lavender, which I really, really like. It's nice and scented. And then I think this one also has aloe in it, so it doesn't dry out my hands, which when you're living in a cold environment, dry skin and like blistering cold can be a terrible feeling. And then we have the tissues brought to you by Perpetual Pearls of the Southeastern region. Thank you very much. And I also brought my mask, and someone said it looks like me. So I had my mask to put on, and the final things, my like beauty things. So I had my NYX Professional Makeup Lip Pencil in the color Espresso, so I use this to outline my lips. And then I had the Fenty Lip Cream in the color Fenty Glow. Yes, I'm a beauty YouTuber if you all didn't know. That was a joke. But one of you all did ask me if I would show my makeup routine. I'll do that. I could certainly do that. And then I also have the Body Shop Wild Argan Oil Hand Cream. So I put this on after I've washed my hands, and I just want to make sure that I'm keeping moisture in them. And that was everything that I bought for my first back in person chapter meeting. It was a whole lot of fun. I was able to share this experience with my mom. I was able to hug and kiss and love on all the members that I have known for a very long time, since we've lived here since 2014. But it was good being able to greet them not just as like my mom's daughter, not just as my mom's legacy, but as their chapter members and a graduate member at that. So it was good. I had a very good day. And that is everything that I had in my bag for my first back to in-person chapter meeting of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.